everybody, so new review for you guys today. We're talking about the latest alligator horror film, Crawl. Rarely do we really see these alligator-style movies on the big screen. Now, of course, you got a fair amount of them from like direct-to-DVD or straight to Sci-Fi Channel. But for the most part, this market, this creature feature kind of stuff is dominated by shark films. Obviously, you got stuff like The Meg that came out last year. There's a lot of shark-related content, but there's really not as much alligator stuff. Of course, I think the big one is probably Lake Placid, and that was 20 years ago. So I think we're well overdue for another attempt. I also was just really looking forward to it because it's being produced by Sam Raimi and his production company, Ghost House Pictures. Really love Sam Raimi and anything he's involved with, I'm definitely down for. But I also really like the director, Alexandre Aja, because he's done a couple other horror-related stuff I really enjoyed. For example, the Hills Have Eyes remake, Mirrors, and the Piranha 3D, which is super cheesy, but I really enjoyed it. And the only reason I really had any type of skepticism is due to the fact that they didn't screen this early for critics, so I was kind of thinking that's usually a bad sign. Most films, when they're not screened for critics, it usually means they have no faith in it. But I was pleasantly surprised with this, because for what it was, I actually had a fun time with Crawl. The story is fairly simple. In a nutshell, Kaya Scodelario's character, she goes into this Category 5 hurricane to go save her dad, trapped inside this house. And of course, as the floodwaters rise from the hurricane, alligators come and they gotta survive in the house. But where this film's biggest strength lies actually is in its tension and its building of that tension, because it really does build throughout the runtime. For the most of the runtime, we're stuck down in this crawl space area that's really claustrophobic actually, and it gets more claustrophobic as the film progresses because they're stuck down there. There's alligators all around you, but you can't stay in there for too long because the floodwaters are rising and you're gonna either drown or you're gonna get attacked by alligators. So it really is a time-sensitive tension that I actually really enjoyed. I wasn't expecting this much tension going into this film just about alligators. But I really have to talk about the alligators because they are kind of the star of this movie, and they are very brutal.
Hey, Gator don't play no shit. You feel me?
But no, seriously, they are vicious. They pretty much attack everything in this movie, and it's very gory and bloody. I was really impressed with that, because I was expecting a little bit of gore, but I got more, and I was really satisfied. If you're a fan of gore and your horror films, I definitely think you will be, suffice to say, enjoying some of the scenes that you see with these alligators attacking people. I'd also say, for the most part, the CGI to make these alligators come to life was really well done. Of course, not every scene is amazingly realistic, but for the most part, it actually feels like these alligators are actually in the scenes attacking these people, and they do a really good job convincingly showing how these alligators really move around in the water and attack things on land as well. This film does have a very small cast of characters. The main ones we really get any type of screen time with are Kaya Scodelario and Barry Pepper. I think they did a solid job conveying this strange father-daughter relationship. We do touch upon it a little bit throughout the film, but it's not really developed a whole lot because we have to deal with all these alligators and flooding and all that. But it's sprinkled in enough where you actually get some type of character development. It's kind of just go, go, go for the entire runtime, but because there's like no downtime in this movie whatsoever because it is kind of like a crisis situation. I was really surprised at how short this film actually was because it's under an hour and a half long. So if you're in a hurry and you want to watch a film, I mean, this is definitely one of those films for you because it's really tightly well paced. You're definitely not going to be bored at any moment because the film is tense the entire time. But for the most part, I really had a fun time with it. Of course, it's not like a masterpiece or anything, but for what it was, I thought it was actually pretty fun. You know, if you're gonna watch a creature feature, definitely check it out if you have some free time. I definitely recommend this if you like that kind of genre, if you're into like the shark genre or a alligator or crocodile genre. I think you'll get something out of it. It's kind of like a more big budget version of something you would see on one of those like crazy alligator shark movies you'd see on the Sci-Fi Channel. Definitely with a much bigger budget, because I think this budget's in like the $12-13 million range, so they actually did throw a fairly decent amount of money. I definitely think this could make its budget back because it's actually pretty enjoyable. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below if you've seen Crawl. What did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? If you haven't seen it yet, do you plan on seeing it? Let's get a discussion going in the comments, because you know I like talking about all things movies. But thanks so much for checking my review for Crawl. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a like. Hit that subscribe button if you want to keep up to date with my movie reviews, channel reactions, unboxings, and more. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.